Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and if you're a returning subscriber, returning viewer, welcome back to my channel. So today this video is going to be all about foundation. So if you're someone who is a beginner and you want to buy foundation but just don't really know exactly what foundation you need, what foundation to get, this is the video for you. I'm just going to give you guys tips on how to find the right foundation and also how to find the right foundation shade for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So the most important thing, at least to me in my opinion, is knowing what your undertone is. If you don't know what your skin's undertone is, it's going to be easy for you to buy the wrong foundation shade. You may look at a foundation and think, oh, this is my shade, this looks exactly like my skin tone, and you might try it on and it may look orange, it may look gray. There's something off about the foundation. It's the foundation's undertone. That's why it's really important to know what's your skin's undertone. When it comes to undertones, there's three undertones. There's warm, cool, and neutral. If you have a warm undertone, you may notice that your skin has a yellow or gold tone to it. If you have a cooler undertone, you may notice that your skin has a pink tone to it. And if you have a neutral undertone, you may notice that your skin has both. Another way you can tell what your skin's undertone is by seeing what color jewelry looks best on you. So if you're someone who looks better in gold jewelry, that means you have a warm undertone. If you're someone who looks better in silver jewelry, that means you have a cool undertone. And if you're someone who looks equally good in both colors, silver and gold, that means you have a neutral undertone. And if you guys are still having a hard time trying to figure out what your undertone is, I definitely recommend going to Sephora. They have this handheld device. It's like a color IQ, and they'll be able to tell you exactly what your undertone is. That's the only makeup place that I recommend going to. I've been to so many makeup counters where they always told me the wrong undertone for me. So I'm not sure if you guys can tell, through camera, I'm not sure, but I have a neutral undertone, so I don't have a warm undertone, I don't have a cool undertone. My undertone is in the middle. So I have both tones to my skin. I have a pink tone to my skin, and I also have a golden/yellow tone to my skin as well. After you figure out what your undertone is, the next thing you need to figure out is, if you guys don't know already, what is your skin type? Do you have oily skin? Do you have dry skin? Do you have normal skin? Or do you have combination skin? If you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know what my skin type is. My skin is oily. Without any product, my skin looks like this. It doesn't matter what I put on my face. My skin is always going to look shiny. It's going to look greasy. Sometimes I have to blot my face because I personally have oily skin. One way you can figure out what your skin type is by washing your face and waiting a couple of hours and then looking at your skin and seeing how it looks. So let's say after a couple of hours, if your skin has a shine to it, if it looks greasy, if it looks shiny, you probably have oily skin. After a few hours, if you look at your skin, if your skin feels tight, if it's flaky, if it looks dull, you probably have dry skin. If your skin looks exactly the same way it looked when you washed it, that means you probably have normal skin. And there's also combination skin. So with combination skin, that just means you may have 2 or 3 skin types. A common combination skin type is someone who has oily skin in their T-zone area, so that's going to be your forehead, your nose, and your mouth, just the middle of your face. And you may have normal or dry skin on the sides of your face. So that's 2 skin types that you have on your face. So that's what you call combination skin. So after you find out what your undertone is, what your skin type is, then we have something to work with. So now we know what our undertone is. We also know what our skin type is. So now, before I give you guys the other tips, I'm going to go ahead and do swatches. I have 3 foundations here. These are the NYX Born to Glow. So they're all the same shade, but the undertone is different. The first swatch I'm going to do is Deep Walnut. Deep Walnut is the foundation that has a cool undertone. The next shade I'm going to be swatching is Walnut, and Walnut has a neutral undertone. And last, I'm going to be swatching Warm Walnut, and Warm Walnut has a warm undertone. They're the same shade, but just different undertones. So although I feel like I could get away with any of these foundations that I just swatched on my face, the one that will look the best is going to be the foundation with the neutral undertone, which is in the middle. So I'm just going to show you guys my arm, So there is the cool undertone. So that was deep walnut, and in the middle is walnut with the neutral undertone. And the last one is warm walnut with the warm undertone. I prefer to match my foundation with the darkest point of my face because I feel like it's easier for me to bring the brightness back in the middle of my face than to do the complete opposite. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna go ahead and put walnut, which is the foundation with the neutral undertone, all over my face. And I think I might just go ahead and finish up my makeup and then give you guys the rest of my tips. Another thing I want to say is that foundation should not change the shade of your skin. You shouldn't be a totally different skin tone when you apply foundation. Foundation is just supposed to even out your skin tone. So as you guys can see, this is the NYX Born to Glow in the shade Walnut, but do you guys see how it evened out my skin tone? In the beginning, you guys did see that my skin is lighter in the middle, so I'm just going to use concealer to bring back that brightness in the middle. But overall, with my face, my skin compared to my body, it matches great. I am back. I just went ahead and did the rest of my face, so I just didn't look crazy with just foundation on. Next thing I want to talk about is coverage. When it comes to buying the right foundation, you need to know how much coverage you want. You want light coverage, medium coverage, or full coverage. Light coverage is more so for people who don't want to wear a lot of makeup. They kind of want a natural finish. Most people probably won't even be able to tell that they're wearing makeup. Medium coverage is more so for people who don't want a natural finish but also don't want like a full glam look. So literally in the middle. Medium coverage is more so for people who don't have a lot of blemishes, who don't have a lot of discoloration. It's just gonna like cover up some of your dark spots if you have dark spots, some of your blemishes if you have blemishes. And full coverage is covering up everything, okay? Full coverage foundation is going to cover up your dark spots. It's going to cover up your dark circles if you have any discoloration. It's going to cover up everything. It's going to give your face an even surface to work with. And I like full coverage makeup, not necessarily because I honestly don't think I have like extremely bad skin. However, I like a full glam when it comes to makeup. I like everything on my face: foundation, concealer, setting powder, contour here and there, bronzer, lashes. So I just prefer full coverage, or even medium coverage works too, because the foundation I use today is actually medium coverage. I just prefer foundation that's going to just make my skin look flawless. I wanted to conceal all of my dark spots, all of my discoloration, so that's why I always go for full coverage. I also have oily skin, so I feel like full coverage makeup just helps with my oily skin a little bit at least. And the last tip I want to give you guys is knowing what type of foundation you want. Do you want foundation that's mattifying, or do you want foundation that's dewy? A mattifying foundation is not going to give you any shine. You're not going to have like any type of shine, any type of glow to your skin. Whereas a foundation that's dewy is going to give you a glow, a radiant finish. That's normally what I go towards. Those are the tips that I wanted to give you guys. These are just things I wish I would have known when I got into makeup 3-4 years ago. Actually, it's been longer than that, but I would have saved me a lot of money if I would have known, like, okay, I need to know what my undertone is. I need to know what my skin type is. I need to know what coverage I want. And also, don't forget to read the bottle. You guys, read the bottle, read the container. It tells you what the undertone is. Most of the time it does. And if it's not on the container or the tube or whatever your foundation is going to be in, you can always go online and it should tell you exactly what undertone the foundation is. And you can also like tell by just doing a swatch on your arm or something. You'll be able to tell if it's a warm undertone, if it's a cool undertone, or if it's a neutral undertone. But if you're having a hard time, just go on their website. So whatever brand foundation you decide to get, just go on their website and it'll tell you exactly what the undertone is for the shade you are thinking about getting. By the way, I am not a makeup artist. These are just things that I wish I would have known when I was getting into makeup. I would have saved a lot of money. All of my pictures from 4 or 5 years ago, I look crazy. My foundation was way too light. My foundation just didn't blend in with my skin tone. And one reason was because I didn't know what my undertone was. That's the most important thing. I feel like when it comes to finding the right foundation shade, know what your undertone is. So I hope this video helped you guys, helped some of you guys. If you guys have any more foundation tips for people who are trying to get into makeup and they don't know like where to start, leave them down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.